Remember Rosie from the Jetsons?
Rosie cooks. She cleans. Rosie is the ideal maid.
These robots are the closest thing we have to Rosie. They vacuum, mop, wipe down windows, and even scrub toilets. I clean my apartment twice a week and could always use some help. I wanted to see if it was possible to have these robots clean my entire apartment, so I could get some of that time spent cleaning back.
This doesn't go very far. Oh no. I'm just unscrewing the top of my toilet to remove it. It's like a vacuum! I went on Amazon to find 4 of the highest rated cleaning robots.
I'll be testing out the Eufy Robo Vac 35C. It's Wi-Fi enabled and can handle hard floors and thin to medium carpets. It works with both Alexa and Google Assistant, is a competitor to Roomba, and retails for $300. The iRobot Braava Jet 240 mopping robot. It mops and sweeps and retails for $170. The Hobot 268, a window cleaning robot that can suction itself to glass and clean its way around windows. It retails for $375. And the Altan Giddel, a toilet cleaning robot. It's the only one on the market and retails for $349. Will they be easy to set up? Will they save me some time? And will they get the job done? First, we tidied up, put away wires and shoes so they wouldn't get caught up in the robots. Then, we made a bit of a mess, with some crumbs and other debris to give the robots a little challenge.
Let's bring on the robots.
First up, the Euphy Robo Vac. Initially, it was a little tough to connect to Wi-Fi. The issue was it's not compatible with 5 GHz networks. But once we connected to the 2.4 GHz network, we were ready to roll.
I want to say they go here. Ha! Look at that. Oh! Eufy gave us some magnetic boundary strips, so we're going to just place them around the rug.
Although not the sleekest design, for the most part, they worked. You just have to make sure they're really secure to the ground.
Oh no.
If the included strips aren't enough, you can purchase more. If the strips aren't covering an area you want avoided, the robot will find a way around them.
No! Don't come on the rug! Oh!
The robot uses 2 side brushes to push debris into its center suction area. This was mostly effective, and it tended to pick up anything it rolled over.
These little brushes almost push the crumbs farther away, so it makes more work for the robot. It eventually does pick them up.
This wasn't a problem for big open areas, where the robot eventually made it to the spot the dirt or crumbs landed. But if it landed in a corner or under something, like a cabinet or fridge, the robot was unable to suck it up.
Oh, are you confused? That's really gross. Overall, the Eufy was pretty effective. I don't think it could replace a full vacuum, but it would be great if I'm getting ready for company to come over and I just want to run it in between my deep cleanings.
After the vacuum, it was time to mop. The Braava Jet was super easy to set up. However, once I had it going, it did bump into corners and baseboards.
Ooh. What is happening? I don't know what it's doing. This doesn't go very far.
And its thin width made it take a while to clean even small areas. I even tried to change the pattern that it navigated in, but it didn't seem to make a difference. It went back and forth a lot over the same areas and seemed to keep cleaning areas it had already done. Unfortunately, it left my floor pretty soaked, but it did grab some dirt, so at least the cleaning pads seemed to work.
Braava Jet is putting me to work now.
I was a little disappointed because iRobot's Roombas have great reviews, and the Braava Jet just didn't really clean the way I thought it would and wasn't as effective.
Yes, you're done for today. Thank you. Thank you for cleaning. To the window! I don't even know how this is going to attach to the window. Are there stickies or like magnets?
The Hobot window robot was super easy to set up. I just had to put on the cleaning pad, spray down the window, and it was set to go.
It's like a vacuum!
It's controlled with a remote, which you can use to control its movements or tell it to move autonomously. You only have so much slack to clean your windows because this specific model has to be plugged in while in use. They do have a newer model which is rechargeable and has a built-in tank and sprayer. The Hobot uses suction to adhere to the window, and I was surprised at how well it hung on. I kept waiting for it to fall off, and it never did. However, it took a really long time to work its way over the window, and didn't really seem to follow any of the directions I was trying to make it navigate. It kept going down, which made me wonder if gravity was just too strong for it.
The robot did get some of the dirt off, but it did leave a lot of streak marks, which made the windows look just as bad as they were before I cleaned them with the Hobot. It's not something I would use again on my windows, and they would have looked a lot cleaner if I just did it myself. I think it's a neat concept, but it's not practical. Your first step is to remove the toilet seat by unscrewing the nuts. I'm just unscrewing the top of my toilet to remove it.
It comes with a bracket you have to attach to your toilet, which is supposed to be a permanent install that you then slide the robot in and out of. The installation was supposed to be just 3 easy steps, but it took much longer. It wouldn't let me reattach my toilet seat, so I took a little trip to Home Depot and picked up various size screws to try and make it fit.
I'm at Home Depot trying to find the right size screws to fit my Giddel robot. The ones I have right now are too short, and the robot doesn't come with any additional ones. So wish me luck. There's a lot to choose from.
Well, thank goodness that I purchased those screws because they came in handy when even my dad attempted to try it on 2 other toilets.
Thanks for helping me put together my toilet robot.
It's no problem, Alex. It's what I live for. It takes a little finesse to install the hardware to line it up properly.
Should rock right in.
Should. This is just not working.
The problem is the bracket doesn't fit all toilet seats, and when we finally got it mounted on my toilet, the size made it impossible to reattach the seat. The Giddel didn't even really fit inside my toilet. It started with the rim, but just seemed to gently brush it. At times it looked like it was barely touching it at all, and as it rotated, it kept hitting the sides of the toilet. When it started inside the bowl, it didn't look like it was applying much pressure at all. It didn't really get rid of any hard water stains inside it, and I couldn't really see much of a before and after difference. It would be great if they could include additional screw sizes or ways to fit more toilet seat types. I could see the installation causing a lot of problems for people who are expecting the seamless experience shown in the promotional video.
This robot was a real struggle. I could have cleaned so many toilets in the time that it took me to get this one set up and going. And it didn't even clean the toilet. Well, the robots took a really long time to get the job done, and they didn't save me much time because I was constantly watching over them to make sure they weren't getting into trouble. I feel like I could have cleaned everything in less than half the amount of time the robots took, and I could have done a much better job, but I would use the Eufy to tidy up in between my cleanings.
The Eufy Robovac, 4 out of 5. The iRobot Braava Jet, 2.5 out of 5. Hobot Window Robot, 2 out of 5. Altan Giddel Toilet Robot, 1 out of 5.
My overall rating for all the cleaning robots would be 2.5 out of 5. We're not quite in the future the Jetsons promised, and we do have a long way to go before Rosie the robot is cleaning our houses. So for this battle, woman definitely beats machine.
Perfect. Great. All right.